Welcome along then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from wherever you are watching this. My name is Dead Surge and welcome along to the Goodwood Festival of Speed 2019 full-timed shootout here at the historic Goodwood circuit. Just over 2 miles long, this track has been through years and years of historic motorsport, and we are starting off here with the beautiful Jaguar E-Type. Absolutely looking beautiful right now, doing its lap here, taking some really good corners here. So it's in a beautiful green colour right here. We have 10 cars here on this full-time shootout, and all of them, let me just say, you guys are in for one heck of a treat because we've got some brilliant cars lined up. But why not start off with the beautiful Jaguar E-Type? So going in corners really well. Again, just over 2 miles long. This track is absolutely brilliant. I love it so much. Well, I don't know too much about it, but I know that Goodwood is just is also a place, not just the Goodwood, not just the motorsport sort of community club or whatever they call it. But here we are doing some good laps on the straight right now. Just foot to the pedal here, basically. All you could say is that it's just pushing itself, and the engine on this is actually quite insane. It's got quite a decent engine. These definitely weren't too slow, and E-Types, Jaguar E-Types in their day sold a lot of them. They are just beautiful. I know the Jaguar E-Type very well, and it's coming up from the final corner there, which I really like, and it's about to cross the line, and the suspension is all over the place as well, where, as you would expect from those cars. Alright, then in second place here we actually have a really old Aston Martin. Not all these cars I remember the full name of them, so I just say the main short sort of name of the company of it. So this is Aston Martin. Don't know much about this car, but I could tell you, in terms of looks, it absolutely looks beautiful, and I bet people up on the grandstands can hear the sound of that thing as it blurs down the track into the corners. Again, another fantastic car. I would just imagine me sitting in the cockpit of that vehicle, just listening to that incredible sound what comes out of the Aston Martin's engine. The engine itself isn't over big, it's not too less, but it's got quite a lot of power in it. So it's only got 4 gears as far as I'm aware. Lovely 23 with the red livery there as it's making its way down the track. Beautiful rims on this vehicle as well, and it's just one of those cars that has so much history within it, sorry. But looking beautiful there. Again, no roof. I don't think a roof is ever put on this car. This is one with topless, you could say, so no roof on it. But the front looks beautiful, the back as well, and the exhausts just out the side there. The sound of that thing, I bet most drivers and racers have to put those earbuds in their ears because how loud that thing is. But that's what was half of the fun back then in those days with those vehicles. So it's coming up to the final corner there, which I just love. The final corner of this track is just, it really tests your skills going into that final corner. And you're coming up past the paddock and across the line. So next we're moving on now to a Volkswagen Golf. This is the Volkswagen Golf GTR. This is as you can tell, is actually a track edition. This is coming in at number 3 out of 10 vehicles on this full-time shootout lineup. 10 vehicles in this shootout as it goes along. So this is as loud as the previous vehicle, the Aston Martin. So look at that beautiful wing, just can't get enough of it. Absolutely brilliant wing, and with that red rims actually, which is interesting, but it's always good to change it up a bit. But again, we've gone from old to modern, so this is again clearly a modern vehicle of Volkswagen. But again, it looks pretty beautiful. You've got the it looks like the UK license plate on there, really giving it his all, going into all the corners here. And again, you need to be careful because what's all around you there, as you can tell, is just grass either side of you. So if you go off, you can actually make your way back on the track, because again, you haven't got, this gives you, there's probably, you could say, more chance of getting back onto the track, because that you won't, much less chance, should we just say, of crashing right into the barriers. So as you can see, a very neat lap by this guy here with the Volkswagen here. And going into the final corner, again, that was actually pretty smooth there. And he actually does a decent lap here. He doesn't really slow down too much. He's really pushing it to the limit, like you should expect. Brilliant work by that Volkswagen there. Alright then, coming in at 4th place, we have a BMW. Now this BMW, I don't know too much about this vehicle, but I've seen it and heard about this vehicle in the past. It's not a recent BMW, if you were wondering. This is quite an old BMW, but it's got some power still, so don't underestimate this vehicle. It's still got quite a bit of power under the hood of that vehicle. It's the UK license plate on that one, it looks like, and again it's got green rims on it, which is something that doesn't really go well with me, but again it's always good. Some of these guys like to make the car just go beyond and just however they want it, so that's completely fine. There's no rule saying you need to have it with this specific sort of colour, livery. You can go whatever you want, that's allowed. So again, it looks like this is topless, but it looks like it probably can have a roof what goes on the top as well. I'm not quite sure about that, but pretty sure it does. As you can see, braking quite hard there, goes turn. This is quite a heavy car, as you can probably tell. It's about the weight as well, going into corners, how you take it. This guy, you can see, he sort of wobbles a little bit because it's quite a heavy car. He's really having to push it in and just really get it manoeuvred in corners in as well as he can do it. But again, this car, don't get me wrong, isn't quiet. This is a pretty loud vehicle, as you can hear it. You can actually hear the engine if you listen carefully. It goes quite wide around there as he slows down. Quite heavy braking there, so the front almost hits the ground, almost collides there with the bit of about, actually might have there, I'm not quite sure. And across is the line then. Beautiful BMW there, love it. Coming in then at 5th place, we have a Porsche. What a beautiful car. This is one of the Porsches, one of the earlier back in the day Porsches. But again, a beautiful Porsche. I know so much about Porsche. You can't have not heard about Porsche. They've done many cars, and it's just they keep pushing it to the next level. Like the livery on this one, looks like he's got 2 black stripes over the centre, going over from the back over to the front on the roof as well. Beautiful rims on that as well. So again, in 5th position this car is, and he's really pushing it. And this car, you can't underestimate this Porsche. This is a very, very quick one. A big engine in this Porsche. It might be one of the earlier ones, but it's still got the power. And Porsches are very, very known for taking most circuits and tracks really, really well. Porsches are meant, or most of Porsches, shall I say, are meant for the track because they just are sort of built for that. Even though they're road, a lot of like the latest ones like the Porsche GT3 RS, etc., could take the Nürburgring and get some incredible laps, as I've heard and seen in the past, which is insane really how much Porsches have become. Porsches have so much history in them. As you can see, he's really taking these corners, he's really pushing it inwards, and he's really just roaring. He's taking up most of the track there, which you want. You want to take as much track as you can in the best shape or form of your vehicle can handle. And he comes up past the paddock once again and across the line. Brilliant work by the Porsche. So here we are in 6th place. We have a beautiful Ferrari. This is one heck of a beast. Now this Ferrari, don't get me wrong, you could just tell, don't even need to ask you. Yes, the size of this thing is incredible. It is very, very big, this Ferrari, as you can see, and it's in more or less a full-on black colour, which looks pretty nice, and it looks like white on the wing mirrors are white, which looks pretty cool. But yeah, don't get me wrong, this car is very, very loud as well, as he's going in, taking, oh, he almost sort of goes off the track slightly there, if you just had a look there, just almost off there, but he managed just to correct it, which is brilliant. And in terms of the look of this vehicle, it looks beautiful, don't get me wrong here, and this car is pushing it, and I'm happy to see this car on the full-time shootout here at the Goodwood circuit. Oh, but it went a bit slow though, but again, don't get me wrong, this is quite a wide vehicle, the engine's at the back, and he's really pushing it, and it is quite a big wide vehicle, probably you could say like shape of a tank almost. This car is because it could depend on the shape, of course, and the weight of how you control the vehicle as in coming to corners and exiting corners as well. Slowing down quite, not too bad, but almost a little bit of a slip there, but he's going around that corner. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now he's back on the gas because any second now he's going to be on the straight. Okay, no he isn't, sorry, no, we've already been on the straight, looks like, sorry, my bad. Final corner he comes, past the beautiful paddocks there of the historic track and across the line. Brilliant work, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Now here in 7th place we have the Aston Martin DB11. This is quite a recent built Aston Martin. Aston Martin brought this out. I think it was, I don't know what the year was, but it's definitely got to be within from 2016 or 2017 or 2018. I'm guessing it's one of those, definitely. It's really recent. Those who don't know the Aston Martin DB11, like, let me just tell you, it's a beast. The sound of Aston Martin, they've never let down on the engine sounds. The sounding of any Aston Martins, all the DBs, have incredible sound. They have a special, unique sound. The beautiful, I think it's the V8 or the V12, what makes the brilliant sound. But the DB11 just is getting even better. DB11 looks absolutely beautiful, and I've actually I've seen one of these DB11s behind me once when I was in the car with my dad coming back. I don't know where we were coming from, but there was a DB11, this exact model, the exact same here, as you see here on the shootout today, was behind us. The sound of it is absolutely beast. And yes, the engine on this is big, and it really does pull. Aston Martin have always had a big engine, but in terms of detail, looking beautiful, and as he's whizzing down, he's really pushing hard on the brakes there. In terms of the model and the look of the DB11, they did absolutely well with the thinking of the design. It's beautiful as well. So he's braking again now, coming up to the final corner. Oh, that almost touches that barrier there. That's what I mean, but that was neat. He flew just past it. He must have almost touched it. But there you go, in 7th position. Here we go then. In 8th place, we have the one and only, the TVR. That is right, guys. In 8th place, this is the TVR. Now, TVRs are absolutely beast. Any TVR in the past, or most of the TVRs, have been so quick. They are very known for their engine size, and their acceleration is mad. And I've heard that, my dad has actually told me before in the past. TVRs are just one of those types of cars which they just really are quick. They can go very quick. This is one of those TVRs which is pretty quick, and in terms of looks, not the over keen on the look of this vehicle. It's in an orange, but you can see it's really pulling on this. He's really not he's not showing any signs of just lacking. He's really pushing himself in the corners. They're giving it his all, but TVRs can be very loud, and they really are known for their speed and their acceleration. Most TVRs, they have been known for that, so they've got a history behind them. And yeah, they are known for being quite medium-sized vehicles, not too big, but nippy cars, very quick off the line, cornering and all that. But look at the front there. I like the lights; they're very interesting. So I like the design. Its own unique design, like every car is. So coming to the end of the straight here, going around the corner there. Heavy braking again, but again, no signs of coming on the grass, and didn't touch the barriers there, and straight up past the paddocks. He's going to be coming as he whizzes there, past the paddocks, and across the line. Now here we have, second to last, in 9th place, one of the latest of the GT3 race cars, I think it is, the McLaren P1 GT3 race car edition. So yeah, I know this car so much. I've seen many pictures of this, yeah. So I know this car very well. This car, just, what can you say? In terms of looks, I love the exhaust just shooting out the back there. The standard road version is beautiful, but this is the race version. That huge wing at the back there looks absolutely beautiful. Again, it is a race hyper vehicle. So at the end of the day, you're going to see all these mad, like a kit on it, so it's got its own sort of mad kit, race kit, and to help it with the wind reduction going into corners, so it gives it the most grip into corners and exiting corners as well. But that wing is mad, and what a vehicle, and the amount of acceleration in this car is mad, because it is flying right now. The P1 GT3 car, you know, you've guessed it, is just so powerful. You can't not think it's not quick, because trust me, it is quick. By looking at it, you can most likely tell, and it goes quite quick into the final corner as well. And coming past the paddocks, the people in the background watching it fly by, and across the line then, what a flying machine that is. Really is got some history, that car. Finally, in 10th place, the final vehicle for this full-time shootout for 2019 is the Mercedes SLR McLaren. Let me say that again. The Mercedes SLR McLaren. I love the name of that, because I think it has the word McLaren in it, because it has a McLaren engine, I believe. I'm not quite sure. But there you go. This is got to be the best looking car, in my opinion, out of these 10 vehicles in the lineup, because it absolutely looks brilliant. Beautiful red colour on it, as you can tell. I know someone who actually owns this exact car, well, did, but not anymore. But what I love about it is Mercedes, any Mercedes, over the history of the years, Mercedes have always made sure their Mercedes engines are always very big. Mercedes always bring cars which are pretty quick, trust me. Well, there's the small diesel versions and all that, but you know what I mean. But here we are then, really big power, because this SL McLaren, I'm not lying guys, has a lot of acceleration. The engine on this is a very big engine in it. It has like a slight turbo which really pulls it along. It looks like a bit of a drag car because the back is up a little bit more than the front. But again, the exhausts are at the sides, as you can tell, but this car is a machine, trust me. It's one of those cars. Anyway guys, thanks for joining the full-time shootout and across the line. My name is Serge. I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care guys, goodbye for now.